I'm Patterson, Senior Vice President of Operations at Personal Mini Storage, based out of Orlando, Florida. We're, more of the local owned and operated type of self-storage management company here in Central Florida. Invest in a lot of our people, have a long-term relationship as U-Haul dealers, and provide third-party management. Our team lives in and knows the area and markets that we serve and gets to know our customers. A little bit different than the bigger national companies that are operating out of a call center thousands of miles away. We really like to win by being the local operator who actually answers the phone and answers our customers when they need us. We were still looking at this thing all day, really studying how everything works, and really kind of being ultra into learning it, basically in learning mode still. And a Sunday, shortly after onboarding, our office was closed and an existing customer needed a second unit. So someone that already had been renting from us for a while. And we came in that following Monday and read the transcript. We saw that the call was forwarded to Swivl. Swivl walked them through, a size recommendation and basically got them started into that online rental funnel. I think this customer was a long-termer that may probably came into the office and rented, with the manager years ago, but needed this second unit, and we were closed. I think seeing that the rental completed successfully, the lease was signed in SSM, the gate code worked, and they really had zero human involvement was kind of like the moment where I was like, okay, it's worked, and we're kind of, figuring it out, and kind of gave me the confidence that replacing our legacy call center wasn't going to be nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. And just like anything new, it takes a while to kind of start to believe, what you see or what you've heard from others, but seeing it firsthand, I think, was really kind of like that moment that the light bulb went off, like, all right, we got this. Every prospect and tenant is gonna, get an answer no matter what day of the week it is or what hour of the day it is. The escalation piece of it, I think, is important. We don't want to escalate every single call to the manager, especially when we are closed, because we want to give them time to recharge, refresh the next day, not be taking a bunch of after-hour calls that could have been avoided. The calls that do reach a person, are genuinely the ones that need a person. So many of my managers spend their time where they matter the most, with the marketing, customer, involvement, getting to know their customer by name, things like that really kind of give us that personal edge. My biggest kind of win from learning all this was I picked 3 pilot sites, and we kind of ran those before we ran the rest of the company. We have a portfolio of 21 now. We've had as many as 50 locations or close to it. We slow walked it out. We really kind of had to get our feet wet and understand how this was going to work. I probably made 2 or 3 dozen test calls to the system before we ever even ran a real customer through it. So I really tried to put it through the ringer and figure out which parts we had to kind of tighten up and make sure we got our answers correct. Working with you guys has been great. I always like to give Jenna shout outs, because working with Jenna has been fantastic, and she really takes the time to get to understand exactly what we mean and not just try to band-aid something, but fundamentally figure it out and help us resolve it. We were with our last call center for over a decade, and we hope to continue to make this solution even stronger for years to come.